Oh, look, here he is. I'm doing this interview and I have to sign this contract. He was like, don't sign anything. Hello, mate. I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm never usually late for this sort of thing.
Before we dive in, can you please confirm your name, where you're from, and what you're here for?
My name is Tom Holland. I'm from London and I'm here to get a job.
Well, this is your office for the day.
I'm just gonna, my office. I just like to make notes just because, you know, if I get the job, I can back reference this and we can, I can just hit the ground running. It's just a good thing to do, I think.
Absolutely. Why don't we get things started? In the crowded room and beyond, you've been pretty steeped in New York City.
Yep.
The history, the culture, the environment. As a New York-based company, we have to ask, what's your ideal day in the city?
I would say my ideal day in the greatest city in the world, which is why I want this job, is to stroll through Central Park and eat a bagel with all the toppings and, you know, I'm walking here, you know? It's New York, it's the Nets, right?
I'm a Queens native myself, so I have to ask, are there any surprise experiences or discoveries you've had in Queens?
I had a wonderful experience in Queens where I met this amazing guy called Jimmy Jeans, and he made me a bunch of custom clothes out of old recycled Carhartt jackets, and I don't think there's anywhere that could do that better than the greatest city of New York.
Did you get to keep any of those?
Oh yeah, I paid him to make them for me, yeah.
Incredible.
Which is why I need this job, because they were f***ing really expensive.
As a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, I'm curious, in what ways has being a Tottenham fan contributed to your character and personality?
I think being a Tottenham fan is somewhat like being in the crowded room. It has taught me resilience. You know, Tottenham have never won anything and supporting them is incredibly difficult. And, you know, it's no secret that my show has been so horribly reviewed, but I'm here today to promote the show and I'm still here. So I'm very resilient.
Resiliency.
It's a good quality in a new employee, right?
Absolutely. We really respect it. If you could send a memo to Harry Kane right now, what would it say?
I'd say go to Madrid. Go and be the best football player in the world that you deserve to be.
Who's your favorite player?
Son.
There it is, yeah.
And I'd say go with him. Go together. Go and win the Champions League together, please.
In the break room, my coworker Frank always makes fun of me for being a Tottenham fan.
Okay.
Do you have any clever comebacks to shut down an Arsenal fan, or do you typically remain humble?
There isn't really that much to be humble about when it comes to being a Tottenham fan. We reached the Champions League final once. We lost. And I think a ridiculous call. Sissoko's handball was a tough call. Arsenal did incredibly this season. That said, I'm so happy they didn't win. But we'll have to see what happens next season. My brother Sam and Paddy are a big Arsenal fan, so it was very enjoyable to see the highs and lows of their season.
You yourself are actually quite the athlete. You have notable skills in acrobatics, parkour, and dancing. I'm curious, what are your 3 go-to dance moves that you always showcase on the dance floor?
My 3 dance moves. I like a 2-step, something nice and casual. I'm pretty simple when it comes to dancing out in public. I'm very aware that wherever I go dancing, there are 100 cameras catching you at any given moment. If I'm feeling really ambitious and I have a hoodie up and I'm hidden in the dark, you know, I might hit a little robot here and there.
Oh, wow.
Pop a lock if I'm feeling confident. And I think the key to dancing, especially in public, is to have fun. Dancing is an infectious sport, and I think if you can convince people that you're having fun, then you'll make them have fun. And you can do that with the simplest of moves. So a 2-step is pretty effective, I think.
Let's take a quick snack break before we get into the resume.
Okay. Thank you. Some Jaffa cakes.
So it's a Lad Bible tradition.
How did you know?
Oh, that is really good.
It's a good job Zendaya's not here, because she doesn't like Jaffa cakes. Jaffa cakes have a very special place in my heart. I did this show on the West End called Billy Elliot. I've been working since I was really young, so I've got loads of experience, even at the age of 27. The snack that Billy had to eat, wow, these are stale, guys. Wow, these are... It's the thought that counts, guys. Yeah, Billy used to eat these on stage, and we used to have competitions with the other Billies on, like, how many can you eat before the directors get upset with you.
You've also been on record about English food being better than American. I'm curious if you still hold that opinion.
What would you classify as American food? Let's just talk about that.
I immediately think about barbecues, so hamburgers.
Okay, hamburger is German, from Hamburg. What else would you consider American food?
French fries.
Okay, I feel like I'm interviewing you now. I don't know if I want to work here. French fries.
As someone who's been steeped in American culture for a bit now,
Okay.
are they fries or chips?
That's a really interesting question, because I say fries now because I'm tired of
Correct.
ordering a German burger with French fries and getting potato chips. It's exhausting. It's tough, you know? So I say French fries.
I mean, to keep a figure like yourself.
My diet is terrible. I just work really hard.
Work ethic. I'll write that one
Work
down.
ethic. I'm gonna write it down as well. You can have my notes. Don't fact check my spelling. I'm very dyslexic. Ethic.
Well, let's get into your resume just a bit.
Fantastic. Okay.
You have some pretty unexpected experiences in your resume, including
Yes.
a stint as a pub dishwasher and even being a trained carpenter from a long line of carpenters. What strengths did these jobs provide you as you've grown in your career as an actor?
I think that my time as a pot washer just reminded me that I never wanted to do that ever again. So I was going to stick with acting and you know, ride the highs and lows. And carpentry is something I just really enjoy. I love it. I made my mum's kitchen table. I made my mum's office. I built all the cupboards in my bedroom. I built a little birdhouse with my granddad. I fixed my girlfriend's door once, really early on in our relationship. I was hanging out at her house and her door was broken. I was like, I'm gonna fix that door for you. And now we're in love. I just built this tool cupboard. I'll show you a picture. I just built that for all my tools. I have this thing arriving at the end of next month that's gonna take me like maybe 5 or 6 days to build.
Where do you find the time?
Oh, well, I'm off. I'm having a little like early sabbatical. I'm enjoying some time, which is why I'm here. I need a job. I haven't made any money, so.
Well, my next question was if you put your skills to work, but clearly they're being very well implemented.
Thank you.
You've been acting from a very young age. Your references section is sprawling, and I definitely believe in learning on the job. What valuable lesson or quality have you silently picked up from a co-star?
I think the most important lesson I've learned is from Robert Downey Jr. He is someone that leads by example, and he knows everyone's name on set. He's always on time. He always knows his lines. He's prepared. He's professional. He's kind, warm, welcoming, and ultimately someone that I would aspire to be like.
Well, unfortunately, we're reaching the end of our time, but I wanted to take this time to ask something a little bit deeper. In The Crowded Room, you play a deeply complex character who struggles with bullying at a pivotal age. I'm curious what experiences you brought to shape your portrayal of Danny Sullivan and what advice you might have for young people dealing with bullies of their own.
I think that the message of the show, which can speak to so many different issues, is that asking for help should be something that we as a society celebrate. It's an act of bravery, whether it is substance abuse, whether it is abuse at home, whether it is abuse at school. Standing up and asking for help is not something you should be ashamed of, and I hope that this show can represent that in a truthful and authentic and most importantly sensitive way. So for me, if we can somehow make people feel empowered by saying, I'm not feeling good, I really need some help, then we've done what we set out to do.
I'm sure many people could use that advice right now, and I'll be sure to keep it around next time the North London Derby comes around.
Fantastic.
But I won't waste any more of your time. Congratulations, you've got the job.
Wow, thank you so much.
Feel free to sign along the dotted line.
I'm just gonna call my lawyer really quickly.
Sure, read the fine print by all means.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, hold on. I have to do this as part of the thing. Hopefully he answers. I am, I think, a good client for him. He normally answers, like.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
I guess I'll call him later. I think this is probably fine to sign, right? Okay. Okay.
Well, is there anything else? I should know before we go?
I would like to take the time to plug The Crowded Room. It's a TV show that I did here in New York. I'm incredibly proud of it. I think it carries a really important message, and I think ultimately it's going to be educational and entertaining. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
You as well. My people will connect with your people about all of that.
Yeah, he always answers the phone. He's probably like talking to Tom Hanks or something, like a proper big movie
Does
star.
he only rep Toms?
I'm not sure. I don't even know if he represents Tom Hanks. I don't. Hi there, how are you? Yeah, it's me again. I'm calling from uni, lad, to speak about the deal we spoke about earlier. All right, well, I'll have to run that upstairs, mate, because I'm not sure that I can approve that sort of thing. Right, but you can see how that's not going to run upstairs. They're not going to be happy with that at all. You can't ask me to take that upstairs, mate. Please don't. This is my first day on the job, bro. Like, what am I can't go upstairs and say that. They'll kick me out. Look, I really need this job, man. Hello? Hello? Oh, look, here he is. I'm doing this interview and I have to sign this contract, but I was joking. I was going to call you, and then it was even funnier because you didn't answer. Don't worry about it. All right, bye. He was like, don't sign anything.